Hello, this is Vian Borchert, the curator of VB Contemporary. I'm very pleased to share with you the Shadows Group exhibition that is currently ongoing on VB Contemporary. It's an online platform. The Shadows exhibitions concept refers to Carl Jung's well-known proverb, "You have to embrace your shadows to achieve self-love," which has guided me as a curator within my journey of creativity as an innovative individual and multidisciplinary artist. The Shadows exhibition's purpose is to bring such philosophical thought on such a deep theme into play through visual art, be it as a clear representation within a photograph or an illusion of a shadow in a work of art that embodies psychological aspects of such a heavy and intriguing theme. The interplay of light from up above and the cast of shadows through the movement and sources of light, be it the sun, lights, clouds, showcase the effectiveness of shadows in a work of art, leaving behind unique traces that carry so much mystery of untold cosmic and universal occurrences. The shadows within the work of art, which fall between abstract and representational, alludes to the mysterious and the enigmatic. The shadow-themed work in such becomes a bridge of philosophical thought of what shadows are and the multitude of ways one views them, and how their invisible truths carry so much weight and significance, especially in a work of art. Artists in the exhibitions are Hann, Giuseppina Irene Groccia, Navina Khatib, Matthew Mahler, Jessie Goldberg Gordon, Giulio Zanet, Karen Ghostlaw, Tirade, Satoshi Morita, Sigrid Thaler, and Vian Borchert. We're going to start with the work of Giuseppina. So we'll see each artwork. We'll start from the right and we'll go around. So Giuseppina has a number of photos, and a bit about Giuseppina and her art practice. Giuseppina Irene Groccia, aka Giulio, is an artist and passionate communicator of contemporary art. Her path is characterized by experiments in the field of painting, digital art, and photography. She's the author of the blog L'Archi Mi Piace and of the magazine Contempro Arte, based in Italy, where she regularly publishes articles, interviews, and projects dedicated to art and culture, with the aim of supporting artists and curators on a media and editorial level. So her photography is on fine art paper. Giuseppina states that she defines herself as an artist who has developed her skills through a path of laboratory studies, deepening the various pictorial techniques and leaving room for the influence of contemporary research in her training. She uses artistic practice as a tool to explore her intimate dimension, giving life to visual thoughts that transmit her emotions into an eclectic way through painting and digital art and photography. She's convinced that her ability to create an emotional transfer between herself and those who observe her work lies in the perceptive sensitivity that she tries to convey through her artistic expression. And one sees the beauty and the movement and clearly the shadows that the artwork, especially these photography, showcase. So we'll go through each work of Giuseppina. I love this piece. This is actually a very beautiful work of art, work of photography, and we'll go more to the right. To see the beauty of each work. And then we'll move on to Jessie Gordon's work. Jessie Goldberg Gordon is a British photographer and visual artist who resides in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. As for Jessie's art practice, Jessie states, in contrast to the speed of the camera, which has become her notebook, the process of painting is a different visual time, interaction, and technique. It takes time, yet by definition, a finished painting condenses time into one solid moment. In some of Jessie's mixed media works, the shadows and reflection photos are printed, often in a large format on Hann WT paper. Then, with acrylic paint, the images are sometimes accentuated and sometimes extended further into the realm of ambiguity. We see that pretty clearly, the ambiguous aspects of Jessie's work. An underlying notion of is the regular return to the simple pleasures of shape, contrast, and color. In regards to Jessie's statement, Jessie states, by remaining curious in the way we look and see, can we come up with more creative solutions to solid problems? The ambiguity between truths and realities, and how to resist the immediate pull to categorize and name a perception. This investigation is central to both my artwork as well as my daily interaction with the world around me. It is particularly relevant in today's world where truth and reality are under scrutiny. I have become increasingly absorbed with how shadows and reflections interrupt this drive to identify and evaluate. They stimulate the wandering eye. Beautiful words by Jessie, and great photography and great artwork by Jessie as well. If we move to the right now, we move on to the work of Japanese artist and photographer Satoshi Morita, and we have beautiful black and white photo by Satoshi. Satoshi was born in Fukuoka, Japan, and raised in Saga, also Japan. Satoshi is traveling Amazonist who seeks and continues to capture and seek beauty from varying perspectives. All of Satoshi's artwork transcend all genre. Morita continues to play with photography, painting, along with playing improvised piano through his unique, original, and self-created way. Satoshi states that he aims to make the invisible visible, projecting new stories, sharing new lights, while exploring unknown light and darkness, and expressing a story about how light and darkness are reconciled. Satoshi states, my body just follows along with my energy and inspiration. I feel this natural movement of my body is my technique, and that makes my art unique. In regards to inspiration, Morita voices that he asks himself, is the source heaven, hell, or even the universe? Morita states that he is playing with the image, whichever source it comes from. And beautiful work. We have two works by Satoshi right here. And then to the right in the middle is the work of Karen Ghostlaw. So this is titled Twilight. And if you go to VB Contemporary, you can look carefully at each work of art, and the information of each work is presented within the online gallery tour that is within the website. So Karen Ghostlaw is a visual storyteller, an American photographer, inviting the viewer to perceive the world in a new way through her photography. She is a multifaceted and multidisciplinary artist that uses photography as a catalyst to describe the world around her unique ways. Karen thinks about her photograph as an idea through the viewfinder and an image in the editorial process. She is an internationally exhibited and published photographer that engages many environments globally to tell her stories. She loves collaborating on new projects and expanding her knowledge of photography, helping her to understand the world around her and her place in it. In regards to shadow and light, Karen states that shadow and light articulate how reflections are defined. They create an archaeology of layers, saturated serial colors only existing in the reflection. Karen continues to explore her study of between painting and photography, a study she began in the early 1980s, and she continues till today with it. This series embraces the light in the early summer, saturated us with the fresh greens of passing spring. Karen engages the viewer on multiple levels, inviting them to participate in her critical and creative thought process. She leads us into her photography, leaving the viewer to find their own way out, choosing their own path. And clearly, with Karen's work, I always feel like there's a lot of reflective elements. And within the reflective elements, within water vistas and ponds and even puddles, one can see a lot of reflection, but also a lot of shadows within as well. Okay, we're gonna go now to the right. This is one of Satoshi's work as well, titled Breath. And then to the right is Navina Khatib's work. About Navina. Navina is a German-born artist currently based in Malaga, Spain. Navina's landscapes beckon to those who can see beyond the ordinary. For dreamers, her mystical blend of color and nature offers soothing solace. Khatib's art invites the mind to wander through tranquil spaces where light, texture, and expansive vistas create a sensory voyage. Her art process involves layering landscape photos, tweaking light and colors for abstract landscapes. She uses analog filters like kaleidoscope lenses, foil, and transparent paper, along with various layering and exposure techniques, adding magic to her work. She travels globally for inspiration, and mainly capturing South America, Bali, Spain, and the Canary Islands, along with Mexico. Each place inspires her unique blend of natural beauty and culture. Navina's keen composition and insight unveil hidden allure, offering viewers a fresh perspective. Khatib's artwork has garnered widespread recognition and exhibitions in Prague, El Retro in Madrid, commissioned works for Mount Sinai Hospital and Nushama in New York City, and has been featured in Lonely Planet, Affinity, Atlas Obscura, Cater's News, Frankie, Fisheye Magazine, Artsy, and Future Shoot, Time Out New York, and the New York Times. In regards to the artwork, Memento is a surreal recent work that connects the sky and the sea, enhancing and opening the horizon, which are a signature of all Navina's Khatib's works. Khatib states, most of my work consists out of multiple layers of my own landscape photographs. I work with the analog filters such as kaleidoscope lenses, foil and transparent paper, and use multiple exposure techniques. In her approach, she creates otherworldly ambiances, exploring the dissolution of concreteness, opening up new dimensions without earthly boundaries, experimenting with transformation, reproduction, deconstruction, and reconstruction. All photos were shot in places that are already magical, such as the rainforest in Bali, Spain, and the Canary Islands. And in her newest work or series, La Réunion, she states she exaggerates the inherent beauty of these places via post-processing. And yes, by all means, Navina's work embodies a beautiful sense of magic and definitely create a sense of elevation, almost a heavenly elevation when one looks at the clouds and beyond the clouds. Beautiful work. Okay, now we look at Italian artist and painter Giulio Zanet. Julio's artist Julio Zanet's research was born from an interest in aniconic painting, sculpture, and environmental installations. Zanet's work has been exhibited in galleries and public spaces in Italy and abroad, including Institut Français, Palazzo del Stelline in Milan, the Leiden Museum, the Pinacoteca Civica di Como, Galleria SPP, and Jesus Art Museum in Shanghai, and Ars Santander, along with many other venues in Milan and Bologna, and also in Frankfurt, West End Gallery, and also in the Galleria Monopoli in Milan. Zanet lives and works in Correggio in Italy. In regards to his statement, the pictorial practice of Giulio Zanet is a way of being in the world, an eternal attempt to understand the world. Performing a process of abstraction, the artist discovers that the movement reveals an intrinsic embarrassment, a humor that echoes our own vulnerabilities. Painting is a metaphor for a man in constant search for continuous loss. Zanet's work is a survey on images, on the representation of the world, as well as the representation of ideas that find their own realization through painting. Ambiguity and evidence, repetition and variation, rules and omissions, acceptance and rejection are elements that Zanet puts into play to bring the user to question the meaning of the work. Zanet's work does not refer to recognizable forms, and the results are deconstructions of the real, whose meaning opens up to possible and multifaceted interpretations. And that's the beauty of Zanet's work. We look at it and we see so many different things, but also we clearly see abstraction and the shadows within the work that make it deeper and very much thought-provoking. Okay, so we have another work by Giulio, and then now we look. So that's the other work of Giulio, which is within the same series of the earlier work. Now, if we look up, we'll go to Sigrid Thaler's work, and this is also a series of work titled Roots. Sigrid Thaler, who is also based in Milan, Italy. She's an artist who was born in Vipitino in Italy. Thaler has worked for many years as an illustrator. Thaler also presented her works in various international exhibitions in Italy, Germany, and other countries. Thaler is currently residing in Milan. Working with varying mediums, Sigrid's artistry has been shaped from growing up in a small Italian mountain city and her early exposure to the Nordic and German cultures. Sigrid developed her artistic style living in Austria, Paris, Singapore, and Sao Paulo. With a background in illustration, Thaler chose to concentrate on painting, which has brought her art to many exhibitions in cities such as New York City, London, and in countries such as Austria, Germany, and Italy. Sigrid states this about her work: dark and light, shadows reflecting different sides in us. Sigrid embraces artistic experimentations, transitioning through various mediums, from the darkness of black iron to the brightness of a gold leaf, from collage to digital technique. And I love Sigrid's work. It does have a narrative, so she's very skilled in storytelling through her visual presentation and visual paintings. And they're very also mysterious as well. We have another work by Sigrid from the Roots series as well. Okay. So these two works are by my work, by yours truly, Vian Borchert, and a bit about myself for those who don't know me. I'm a noted expressionist artist, and I've exhibited in museums and in galleries in major world cities. I'm a notable alumni from the Corcoran College of Art and Design, George Washington University from Washington, D.C. And my artwork has been featured vastly in publications. And I'm also an art educator and curator, and I've juried numerous exhibitions. And my art is in marketplaces such as Artsy and Statista. So you can check out my artwork, more of my work, also on those platforms. In regards to this painting, it's titled Clouds Over Ocean. It's a large square acrylic painting that depicts a seascape with emphasis on the formations of clouds and their actions as they fly above the vast ocean. And shadows are evoked in the darker brush strokes that set the mood to the moving clouds and the passage of time. So you can have, and this one's titled Overcast, where also one sees shadows within the waves of the water. To the right is Karen Goslow's Greenway photograph. And next to Karen's work, there's Jessie Gordon's Buenos Aires Old and New artwork as well. And also next to it, the yellow painting is called Yellow Reflection by Jessie Gordon as well. And it's a mixed media as well of photo and acrylic artwork. And to the right, we have Navina Khatib's sketches of the reunion. Again, this is from the reunion series, these beautiful mountains and shadows within the mountains, and the beautiful sky and how the sky meets the land. So also from the same series, you see also the moon, the crescent moon up in the sky. To the right, also we have the work of Joy Tirade, Nature, Nurture, the Almada Beach. So a bit about Joy. Joy Tirade is a visual artist working primarily in video, alternative process photography, and installation. She lives and works in Oakland, California, where she facilitates a community painting collective. In regards to her art practice and statement, Joy states, to heal the planet, we must heal our spiritual connection to it. I often use the body or the absence of the body to articulate a yearning for a better future, a future yet to be imagined or expressed. My lens-based practice often focuses on how our environments can shape our consciousness and how landscape or a place has a symbiotic relationship with its occupant. My work asserts that if we are going to heal the planet, we must first begin to heal our connection to our local environments and reconnect with nature, even in urban settings. Beautiful words by Joy. Okay, and next to Joy's work, we have another another painting by Giulio Zanet as well, Italian artist, we spoke about earlier. And then to the right, we have the photography of Rob Hann. This is Joshua Tree, which is in California. About Rob Hann was born on a farm a short distance from Stonehenge in the south of England. He bought a camera at the age of 31 with the idea to become a photographer. In the following years, Rob shot a great many portraits for magazines and record companies. In 2001, he took his first road trip in the United States, shooting what he found along the way. Rob moved from London to the US in 2003, and from 2010, concentrated exclusively on his road trip photography. More recently, he's been experimenting with shooting objects that he places within the landscape. Rob now divides his time between New York City and Joshua Tree, California. He has 7 photographs in the permanent collection of the National Portrait Gallery in London. Rob's first book, Diesel Fried Chicken, was published by the Artist Edition in 2018. In regards to the artwork, after many years of taking road trips through the US, Rob states, photographing whatever I found intriguing. I recently started shooting objects that have place within the landscape, The work in the exhibition we see here with the red square presents Hann's latest series. I love this strong red square in the middle of the desert almost, and beautiful, very effective art, photography by Rob. Right next to it is another work of Rob, Kelso Dunes, also in California. Again, we see the beautiful red square right in the middle, which is, and then we see the soothing colors of the sky and also the soothing colors of the desert as well. If we go higher, we'll see the work of Brooklyn-based, New York City-based artist Matthew Mahler. Bit about Matthew. This one's titled Shadow Image 2. Matthew Mahler was born in St. James, New York, and maintains a studio in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, holding an MFA from Honey Queens College. Mahler's work is the result of over 2 decades of material exploration, informed by close looking and deep feeling. His current body of work is informed by his complicated relationship with digital technology and how it has modified the way he sees. His work has been included in various exhibitions around the US, including Sardinia, New York, One River School of Art and Design, New York, Morris Ajami Architects, Matt Owen Gallery in New York, Gallery 21 in Virginia, Transmitter Gallery, New York, and Gallery North, also New York, Denny Gallery, as well in New York, Brooklyn Fireproof Gallery, Storefront Bushwick, and the Austrian Cultural Forum in New York, amongst others. Matthew Mahler states about his work, he states, "My paintings are a visual exploration that are reflective of my experience straddling the space between analog and digital realities. On a very basic level, I'm interested in documenting how my exercise of close looking and ultimately seeing has evolved over time. For me, the act of painting represents a way of slowing the passage of time while scrolling or swiping it away. Gradients are juxtaposed against applications of flat color in an attempt to seduce and soothe our digitized palettes. I'm interested in society's collective experience of looking, searching, sharing, and the idea of permanence and what that does or does not mean. Control and chance are ever present in his work. The rectangles in his work refer to the proportions of digitized screens and have come to dominate the way we do everything from business to socializing. These paintings are a collection of layers of varying opacities, each representing a passage of time. Some moments resonate while others are more elusive, but all are present and inform the next. Beautiful words by Matthew. And if we go to the right, we see also another shadow image, number 3, also by Matthew as well. The exhibition is ongoing until November 30th. Again, you can see the beautiful artwork of each artist and at vbcontemporary.com. Enjoy the show and enjoy going through the gallery and looking at each work. Thank you.